Okay, guys, we're going to take a look at the full dollar scheme that I run. So far in the lab, I've showed you guys how to run Max Sting 3 as a play action defense. I've showed you guys how to run Max Sting 3 and DB Fire 2 press as 4-man left edge pressure. And I've also showed you guys how we can user the right screen defender in cover 3 match and cover 3 hard flat, and how it really just gives us a glitchy speed burst around the field because we're using a corner, which is something that nobody does. But with this defense, you can do that. So what I'm showing you here as you're watching the gameplay so you can completely understand is I'm taking all of that and combining it together for the complete dollar scheme to really confuse your opponent. He's never going to know what shell you're in, what you're running, if you're in max coverage, if you've cross-manned, if you're sending 4. It's a really fantastic blitz, as I showed you. So as you see right here, I'm always just taking the fastest guy, that right slot DB, and that's the guy that I'm going to use her. I'm always just going to put my fastest guy there. That's just how it goes. Or my worst guy that happens to be fast. So if I don't really have a skilled player, I can just run around with like a 92 speed, 54 overall corner and just make plays. So to set up the defense for DB Fire 2 press and Max Sting 3, like I showed you guys earlier in the year, we're going to base a line, bump and run, crash the defensive line left. We're going to bluff blitz or man or zone the right screen safety. And we're also going to hot blitz the left screen middle linebacker while using this guy right here that you can see us moving around. So we want to zone him. If it's Max Sting 3 or DB Fire 2 press, he's going to be blitzing. So you're going to want to zone him up when you're using him. But that's the 4-man pressure that we're going to get from the left side. Now, a lot of people, run my defense. They'll sit on the middle linebacker or whatever. They'll do a lot of different things. But by bringing the guy over like we would in a cover 3 match and just doing that on every single down, regardless of what defense you're running, that is what really, really confuses opponents. They never know if we're going to be in Max Sting 3 or DB Fire 2 press, or if we're just in a regular cover 2 press and we're cross-manning guys and we're just lurking around with the fastest guy. You can pinch the defensive line against the run. Absolutely, that is something you can do. I will not pitch the defensive line if I really, really 100% truly want the blitz to come in. I'm just going to leave it as is because your chances of the blitz coming in without a pinch defensive line are much better. But you can pinch the defensive line. For the most part in this video, I do not pinch the defensive line because I just want to get gameplay examples of showing you guys the blitz and how I'm mixing it in with everything and making plays with the fastest guy on the field while just having a mishmash of every defense that I've shown you guys so far. It's basically just taking the concept of cover 3 match and cover 3 hard flat that I showed you and running Max Sting 3, DB Fire 2 press, etc. So the idea is just come out in dollar, base the line, bump and run, and then make all your adjustments. If you're going to send the blitz, set up the blitz. If you're going to do cross man or whatever, then do cross man. If you're going to call max coverage with Max Sting 3 or cover 3 sky or press, whatever, then do that. But always bring that right screen guy over and user him. Now, I'm going to user him almost always, but sometimes, again, the whole reason I do this is because I want to mix everything up. Take a look here. It's actually even fullback dive defense. I was messing around, and we got fullback dive defense out of Max Sting 3. I don't know how, but it is what it is. Move the guy over, and he was able to get at the fullback. So this is just the type of stuff that I do when I'm labbing, but I see a lot of people that, they run dollar and, they're a cover 2 press or a DB Fire 2 press or a cover 2 drop. They're stubborn. They just run their defense. They run their shell. That's what they run. They'll just run it and just cross man, and that's it. For me, I don't think like that. No, I'm mixing everything up, giving different looks, different shells. Here we're in cover three sky press. As you can see here, this time I click off and cross man one of the guys, played a max coverage. You got to mix everything up, call different defenses. Here again, cover three sky. I click off that DB. He's cross manned. Beckham's on the other side. He throws a drag. So you really want to mix everything up. Yes, you want to be using the guy that is the DB because of the speed that you can have. Obviously, that's what's so great about this defense, I believe. But always you're going to have to make changes, adjust, show different things. I like the bluff blitz of the right screen defensive end sometimes because his angle on a zone comes back over the middle. So sometimes that's useful if I want to protect more over to the left and he's on a bluff, then he's going to play over more in the middle. Or sometimes I'll man him up on the wide receiver or tight end or running back, or just put him in a regular hook zone. Really just mix it all up, man. But this is the full dollar scheme, and it is fantastic.